That was good with y'all. I'm back. False the gamer, false the gamer. Oh, yeah, that's right. We got a new person now. I forgot about that. Yeah, so I'm thinking as soon as I finish this, I'm probably gonna maybe play another game. It's either gonna be Fantasy Star or Scarlet Nexus 1 and 2. Alley. Natalie. Why didn't it sound familiar? Alright, fuck it. Let's see what's. Oh yeah, she got MILF vibes, yo. She got MILF vibes. I'm feeling her.
Evening, officers. I hope this won't take long. As you know, Rick, I'm gonna be seen at the club again in a few hours.
Well, we just need to ask you a few questions. As you know, there have been a set of murders at the house next to yours. We now have all of our main suspects in custody for questioning here.
I'm a suspect.
As someone connected to the victim's family who lives on the same street, you're on the list for now.
Just answer a few questions and we can scratch you off.
So let's get started. To confirm, you live on 1st Avenue East.
Yes, I live on First. I have lived there my whole life. My house has been in the family for quite some time. You know, I would figure you guys would have the records of who owned what in this town.
We're just going to ask some basic questions to get the facts down, to confirm some
Okay,
things.
You already not beef for them.
Continue with your basic questions.
Right.
Yo, she not
So
beef for
you grew up
them.
in this town. Went to school here. Work here?
Yep, never managed to leave.
What do you consider your occupation then?
I don't need to work at present. My late husband left me the appropriate compensation, and a few nights a week I seen downtown, you know, for pleasure.
So you consider yourself an artist type then?
Does this ordeal really need to be recorded?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, well, I just don't want to be recorded. I don't have to tell you why, but it's public record and it lasts forever. I just don't.
Okay, I remember now. She's the one. This mic was so close to my lips, bro. Yeah, she's the one Ruth was talking about. The one who husband like passed or whatever, so she has like a whole bunch of money, so she be messing with all the other dudes. Yeah, I remember now. Good.
Don't like it.
Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do there. We can have someone go over our data retention policies if you'd like.
Whatever, continue.
So that's all suspect. That's all suspects. The press really had a field day with her when the case was in the media. Watch out with her. It's hard to tell fact from fiction from the things she say. Really?
And you were contacted about the incident the other night on October 30th. The students by our department, right?
Well, I understand there was some deaths at the house nearby, yes, but I haven't heard much of anything else besides that. I only know that they were inflicted by someone else. Killed most likely, probably someone trying to rob them. Isn't that the extent of the crime here? Inflicted by someone else. Inflicted by someone else. Killed most likely, probably someone trying to rob them.
So she knows about the ritual. Cause I'm like, yo, who says voluntarily? Like, that's some stupid shit. Unless she at least knows of it.
Is that the
She
extent
not.
of the crime here? And drunk hillbillies? I deal with them all the time at the club. Honestly, I never met any of these kids before besides the girl Alana. Her parents have owned that house for several years at their vacation property. Isn't it a shame about what happened to them? Always terrible when young people lose their lives. Don't get me wrong, right?
Hold on, let me refresh the chat. Just in case y'all can't, yeah, I refreshed the chat. So if you said anything, you might have to say it before. If it's a raid or whatever, I can't see it because while I'm streaming. That's how I'm streaming. I'm on restream. Yeah, but I can see y'all messages and stuff. All right, next one here.
What if I told you they were at the bar that you performed at 2 nights ago on the night of their deaths?
It makes no difference to me. A lot of people come to see me perform. Sorry if that's blunt, but that just has no bearing on me.
You didn't see them yourself? You didn't talk to them?
No. And it was a very busy night for me, with the festival and performing my act.
But you do know one of the girls who died, Alana.
Well, yeah, I know her. Had seen her occasionally in the past in the neighborhood. I know her parents well.
Did you say hello that night?
No, I don't remember them being there.
Do you get along with her parents?
Yes, mostly, I suppose.
I mean, mostly.
And you're not upset?
Upset? About what?
You don't seem very upset that your friend's daughter has died.
Things like this happen, though. That's just my own view on life. Everyone's time comes to an end at some point. I don't know her that well either. There's no crime in that, right? By the way, do you have any cigarettes? Isn't that like a thing, like in films, smoking and being interrogated? This whole setup is all wrong. But I could use a cigarette.
No, we don't smoke in here. That's the movies.
Right, just help us out. Okay? Is there anyone you can think of who could have done this? The neighborhood seems so safe, and you've lived there for a long time, right? We checked our records, and you haven't had any break-ins or any real crime in your neighborhood or reported on your street, really, in years. Do you know of any problems, potential motives, something we might not know about?
Pete Vincent. The fuck? Okay. Hi, it's the chief. Looks like you're acquainted with the database and you unlocked all the suspects in this case. Good job. One thing to note is the database has a proprietary feature that lets you accuse any one or more of the suspects. It's the flash in A button at the top left of the screen. We're granting access to this feature from here on out. You trust that you only use it when you feel ready to. Puts out an APB for the marshals to arrest whoever you choose, so choose wisely. The whole department in town are counting on you to get this right. Everyone's been itching for a conviction from the start. Oh, okay, I see. So everybody I've had here. Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second here. They're all lying. Don't let them get away with it. Each one will betray the other in order to save themselves. But how do I finesse that, though? And I gotta be careful because I'm pretty sure this is like a only one-time thing. So what I'm thinking is I just gotta solve all these. Caleb's almost done. Roof's almost done. Lieutenant Colton's almost done. So
Natalie. Natalie sounds familiar, but no.
Interesting.
Try Caleb first, and then we'll try Kobe.
I don't know a Caleb.
You never encountered a Caleb in your life? Never met one in town, or say at the garage downtown?
No.
Interesting.
We got records of everyone who went to have their car serviced at Jerry's garage downtown. We have a record from the garage showing you were there 2 weeks ago and that Caleb was working there that day.
Was he?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he was. I don't know.
Bro, if they don't get that flashing A out of here, bro. That shit just, yeah, this shit just flashing on my screen, bro. They're like, yo, just accuse him. Just accuse him.
Was she one of the victims? Friend of Alana Morgan's?
You must have seen her at some point.
Yeah, it sounds right, but no, I don't remember her. No reason to.
Hmm. Bro, I forgot the other girl name. Bro, what was her name? Emily. I was about to say Erica, yo, like, oh, let's try the niece again. Oh,
Ruth? Yeah, she owns a circle store. It's popular among those who are interested in spiritual alignment, if you know what I mean.
She says she knows about your feelings towards Alana's father.
She said that?
Yeah. Described as commingling. Any idea what that means?
It's nothing serious, just an affair.
An affair the whole town is talking about?
The whole town is not talking. And never mind her. She's crazy. She's the one who thinks her dog's still alive, right? I saw her carrying around an empty leash and talking to it once. I don't trust anything she says.
oh shit, Kenneth's dad? Oh my god.
I did go into her shop for a reading once a few years ago. With some girlfriends for a laugh.
A psychic reading?
Yeah, she's got stuff to make noise in the room, sounds, lights, the whole thing. I went in high school once too. Pretty much the same setup back then as it is now. I guess it's somewhat fun once in theory, or when you're with your friends. Anyway, we went in a year or two ago, and she did her whole routine for us, the whole spiel. We all found it quite funny, but we had come from a happy hour. I think she said I was going to meet my soulmate soon. I just laughed at the time.
You were married once before?
Yeah, unfortunately.
To an Anthony Valentine.
That's right.
How long were you married for?
7 years.
Mine lasted 3.
I guess there are exceptions to the rule.
What rule?
The 7-year itch.
Your husband died, though. A little different. What did he die of?
Tony died of a long-term illness.
What sort of an illness?
Just general illness, malaise. He was constantly sick.
What was the cause of death? I can look this up too, but it would just be easier if you told me.
Pneumonia.
In your house?
No, he had to rent an apartment here downtown.
Tell me more.
Not much to tell, you know.
Come on, Natalie. You're under oath now. You can't hide anymore. It's like pulling teeth.
Funny you should say that. He was a dentist. Like I said, not much to tell. He was from upstate New York. I was considerably younger. We were very unhappy, and then it ended. What else would you like to know about him?
Not much, I guess.
I think about almost anybody with the name Valentine never do good. You ever notice that? My Valentine almost got turned into a vegetable because of American Yu-Gi-Oh. You got the whole thing that happened with the homie Bobby Valentino. Like, he doing good now, and I'm not one for like trying to speculate whether or not the shit that happened to him was true. I'm just saying, it's like that name Valentino is just Valentino or Valentine is just not like the greatest of names. This is bad luck, man. Oh yeah, I didn't ask you about Lana, huh?
So not much trouble in the neighborhood then, that you know of, while you live there?
No, not much trouble. The neighborhood's pretty good. At least we put on the happy front.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, nothing. Nobody's perfect, and some hide it better than others. I mean, the people's picket fences aren't so white.
My bad, y'all. I gotta bring it back. I wasn't paying
Not much
attention.
trouble in the neighborhood then, that you know of, while you live there?
No, not much trouble. The neighborhood's pretty good. At least we put on the happy front.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, nothing. Nobody's perfect, and some hide it better than others. I mean, the people's picket fences aren't so white and perfect when you take a closer look.
Seems like you know a lot about the neighborhood and your neighbors.
Well, I'm on the city council, run the book club. I meet a lot of important people in town, and know almost all the neighbors.
Yeah. How did you get on the city council?
You don't know how that works in your position? I was elected.
Did you run against anyone?
No, and that's not the point. Nobody would have beaten me.
How about crime? We don't have a lot of reports of being called out to your particular street, but would you say it's pretty safe?
Oh yeah, very safe. Of course, Alana has had her troubles growing up. Other than that, it's fine.
troubles with a lot?
Well, mostly kid stuff, delinquency, fights, shoplifting, that sort of stuff.
Fights and shoplifting. Really? Do we have any record of that?
Not that I know of.
She seemed like a normal girl.
Well, I know her father tried to raise her right with his military background, but maybe it's something about this town. Makes kids more tough than city suburbs. Maybe it's how remote we are once you go out 10 miles in any direction.
Actually, in terms of records, we just have the neighborhood crime report dating back the past 50 years. It's squeaky clean. Only 2 break-ins in the 50s where collectibles were stolen with a note, religious, but all the paperwork from before the 90s was scanned in and records weren't really checked for accuracy.
What else?
That's it. Oh, well, actually, we had 1 report of suspicious snooping a year ago.
2 or 3 reports for 6 decades. Really?
Yeah, maybe a glitch in the database? I don't know. I can check again a different way. Maybe it's connected to these power issues we've been having or something else.
Hmm. Wait, these are the records, bro? Bro, this is probably one of them times they handles issues on by themselves, bro. They capping. This is trash. Let me see. Religious. That's larceny. Bro, I'm too drunk for this shit, bro. I'm not even drunk. I'm too tipsy for this shit. Okay, I was like, is there another, Yep. Either I probably misspelled it. That's the weird thing. It's not showing me no more in the database. 1 second. Let's see if doing that fixed it. Nope. Okay. Nope, doesn't look like they comment more on it. Try Kobe. Nope. There we go.
When did your relationship with Alana's father begin?
We grew up here in the area. He lived on another street at the time with his parents. Craig and I had been high school sweethearts, but his wife, who shall remain nameless, was always on the sidelines, always there. He moved away after that. He went to school out east, then joined the military. Once he became a cadet, I never saw him again. I had forgotten about him until I heard that he was inheriting the house from his grandparents who passed away.
When was this?
Probably about 6 years ago. He moved in, and that's when I finally met his family. Didn't even know he was married. We began seeing more and more of each other, as neighbors do.
I don't see my neighbors like you see your neighbors.
Neither do I.
I'm not sure what you're trying to imply there. Some people choose the family route, others like to make their own decisions.
Right. They was sending me. They was been sending shots at her.
So you start seeing each other. You live on the same street. When does the wife find out?
I'm not concerned about what she knows.
I bet you ain't.
Always found if some people know, everyone knows.
I can imagine it being hard to keep a big secret like that from your spouse.
Not really getting the sense Natalie cares too much here, Rick. About their feelings. And there was the blow up with his wife. About cookies, of course.
Of course. Oh, I care deeply about their feelings. I hope Craig is okay.
They don't give a fuck about the wife, yo.
What would your life be like with Alana's father, Craig, on your own? Just the two of you. Have you ever wondered?
I don't know. I suppose we go together pretty well. In a kind of Cleopatra Mark Antony kind of way. Me and my various accolades. His as well. Some things just make sense like that.
Too bad. Life gets in the way, right?
Yes, life. Some things just take time and effort. If it's meant to be, though, it'll happen.
Hmm. Good thing I was putting notes about a lot of this stuff. Like shit. Let's try witchcraft. Whoa, misspelled the shit out of witchcraft. Bruh. There we go. And I forgot the H.
Ever trying to use witchcraft yourself? Seems like you live in the right place for it.
Doesn't everyone when they're younger?
No. But go ahead.
I tried to get someone to like me once.
Romantically?
Yeah, sure.
How'd that work out?
It didn't.
That's all you tried?
Yeah, basically.
Basically?
Yeah, and then the reversal.
Which was...
Undoing it, I stopped liking them. Their little dash of revenge, kid stuff though. I knew it wasn't gonna work, and it didn't. The only thing that happens with that stuff is when people end up setting their house on fire.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, I don't know. We had that thing years ago. The house fire outside of town, remember? That was like the worst thing we had before this. Someone died all because of the same thing. What did the newspaper call it? The dog tooth ritual? I personally think Ruth and all her kind need to get out of town. They've been here for too long. People are getting hurt, some innocent, some not.
Looks like we got a whole bunch of shit now, huh?
Look, honestly, I haven't been honest with you this whole time. I do remember being here in town before 15 years ago.
No shit.
Being here in town before 15 years ago. My first festival of fire. It had a fun reputation back then.
So you had fun?
Good, clean fun?
Not exactly.
Party wasn't happening enough for you? Lit, as they say?
It wasn't that. It was my first festival of fire, so I needed to be inducted according to the people I was with. I think it was BS when I look back on it. I went to the festival, did some partying, and then went to an after party outside of town. Just went too far and didn't have a good night. That's all.
Can we get some more details?
Yeah, this definitely sounds like we'll need some more details.
When I came to town before, I came to try the same thing those kids did. Well, almost. It was a different ritual from the same set of things to try. It was supposed to have a different effect, but just as the same. You leave a personal item up on the hill, recite some words when the moon is right, set yourself up in the right formation with the right stuff, and it should work. Easy, in theory. The desired outcomes are different, but that's it. But it never did. That's mostly why people aren't into this stuff for a long time. It never works.
It did seem to work 15 years ago. I remember you now. Yeah, that's right. That night, outside the house, you looked a little younger, a little less ragged. Went by Colby then. One of your Colby phases. We interviewed you after, and inside the house was my niece. She died in the fire. I do remember you. Remember me? You standing there like a statue.
No.
Yes. There were a bunch of you. Blank, expressionless faces, sobering up and staring at the fire. Some people shouting at each other, others were like statues. Our conversation was likely one of the less memorable ones. Did you even try to save her?
No. I mean, yes, okay, it's true. I was at the house that night, really. Things just got really, really out of control. We came back from town after the lightning thing. Some of the guys who I didn't know from out of town bought some stuff and we all joined in. They brought out some random stuff and set it in a circle on the floor. They said we were going to do the dog tooth ritual. This is going to be different, I thought, maybe even fun. They were reading the spell from a random scrap of paper and then changing stuff. I had no idea what they were saying or what they were doing. The next thing I know, I can't hear the room anymore. Things just get distorted more and more. The room looked different, like in slow motion, like stretched out. You don't even know if the same people are there or not. I'm seeing weird stuff, faces, colors, sounds, all mixed together. The next thing I know, I look up and people are passed out and the walls are on fire and people are screaming, "Get out!" grabbing people and leaving. We tried to get everyone out, I swear. We couldn't get her in time. On the floor. They said we were going to do the dog tooth ritual. This is going to be different, I thought, maybe even fun. They were reading the spell from a random scrap of paper and then changing stuff. I had no idea what they were saying or what they were doing. The next thing I know, I can't hear the room anymore. Things just get distorted more and more. The room looked different, like in slow motion, like stretched out. You don't even know if the same people are there or not. I'm seeing weird stuff, faces, colors, sounds, all mixed together. The next thing I know, I look up and people are passed out and the walls are on fire and people are screaming, "Get out!" grabbing people and leaving. We tried to get everyone out, I swear. We couldn't get her in time. We tried.
Yeah, when Jesse died, he was there at the house. He was one of them. There were about 30 people in there. Everybody was on something. A weekend of long parties. Most of the survivors of the fire had the same story. Waking up and then burning things. Getting out as fast as they could. Out of the spring burns. Yeah, probably.
Have you ever heard of the dog tooth ritual?
I'm not familiar.
Hmm.
I don't know every act from every tradition. With a name like that, I can imagine it being from the lower arcanas, perhaps modern, maybe even something off the books.
Off the books?
Unwritten, passed along orally. The street people here sometimes come in and chat about various things they've heard. That's where I hear about most of them.
Interesting. It caused a deadly fire years ago.
Sorry to hear that. People shouldn't mess with things they don't understand.
Do you think that happened a lot around here? Do you think that's what happened to those kids?
It's possible.
How possible?
They were obviously into it. When they came by my store earlier, they were quite rude.
They were rude to you. Please tell us more.
They stole from me.
You were robbed at your store by those guys? Really? Are you sure?
I am quite certain I wouldn't forget something like that.
Let's try our last name. Whoops. Oh. Wait, now I think about it. I wonder if the sketch works. Let's try a face. Oh. I think I was making note of a lot of this shit.
I've taken some out-of-town guests to the point to look at the view. It's such a unique formation and brings tourists to the area.
Never been in the cistern then? Underneath?
Cistern? No, have you? What would I want to go down there for in that horrible place?
They opened the cistern up for tours and music shows, supposedly. Haven't had the pleasure yet.
I'm not surprised. And anyway, the supposed sacrifices at the rock? The proof people have on those things taking place in what? Be honest, have you ever found anything really up there? It makes me laugh. People like to quote these ancient old newspaper articles, which are written on absolutely no truth. Someone finds a dead animal up there and proof that whatever boogeyman of the day People like to quote these ancient old newspaper articles, which are written on absolutely no truth. Someone finds a dead animal up there and proof that whatever boogeyman of the day is coming back. Seems to happen every few years. I know they all think I'm a witch with a capital B. It's not true. They're the ones who witchcraft, really. I've taken some out. Capital B. It's not true. They're the ones who witchcraft, really.
Bet. Nope. We're gonna try it anyway. My fault. My fault. I ain't know. I ain't know. Oh, sacrifice. My fault.
Dangling Rock is a spiritual and historical place for our town. It's nice to live near it here in our little town. Really a unique and special formation. No other formations like it nearby. None. So extraordinary. I think what brings most tourists to the area. It's something so out of the ordinary that they can't believe it visually, you know? Neither can you and the military, it seems. They dug up all those tunnels and built this strange bunker on top. They cut their nose off despite their face, always going against the grain. The area is really spiritual and positive. I don't understand it. And those crazy claims of rituals and sacrifices taking place up there.
That's the one thing I've been using like ritual like single form, not plural. Okay, I'm just checking. Let's see what's up with this bunker though. Bunker, or in this case, the prison. Nope. Hmm. That was crazy. I forgot about Mark Thomas for a minute now. Nope. Hmm. Try Greg, try Ryan, try Emily, Alana. Here we go. Looks like we got something.
Surprised you're doing so well for everything that happened 2 nights ago. Glad you're recovering so well. Even the doctors are really surprised at how fast your recovery has been.
Yeah, I must have a good metabolism.
Critical condition one day, out of the hospital the next. We're so lucky that you survived. It's really a miracle. You're going to stay in the hospital back in this city, right? To get away from town and recover at home?
Yeah, I don't really feel good at all.
Well, take it easy. You've been through a lot. Surprised you're doing so well for everything that happened 2 nights ago. Glad you're recovering so well. Even the doctors are really surprised at how fast your recovery has been.
Yeah, I must have a good metabolism.
Critical condition one day, out of the hospital the next. We're so lucky that you survived. It's really a miracle.
Do you think you could have maybe gained some sort of an ability in the last day or so?
In the hospital? I was just lying there mostly. What do you mean?
I don't know. You've seen horror and superhero movies, right? Some people can make stuff happen with their minds.
Like what? That doesn't seem possible.
I really swear I saw some things move on their own in here.
On their own?
Yeah.
Maybe it was the wind?
Yeah, I think you need a break. This case has finally cracked you. I'm not able to tell you, but maybe you should just go home for the day. Ask your boss. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel that tired. Maybe you're right, though. I'll go see what he says. Do you think you could have maybe gained some sort of an ability in the last day or so?
In the hospital? I was just lying there mostly. What do you mean?
I don't know. You've seen horror and superhero movies, right? Some people can make stuff happen with their minds.
Like what? That doesn't seem possible.
I really swear I saw some things move on their own in here.
On their own?
Yeah.
Maybe it was the wind?
Yeah, I think you need a break. This case has finally cracked you. I'm not able to tell you, but maybe you should just go home for the day. Ask your boss. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel that tired. Maybe you're right, though. I'll go see what he says.
I home. Hmm. But what's the name? Had a brother, right?
Tell us more about the area. Maybe something we're not thinking of.
Have an interesting history. Houses in the area, quaint, but it was just fun.
What was your relationship like with the mortgage?
I get along great with Craig and Alana and his current wife.
Current wife?
Claire?
Oh, thanks.
Right. Blair.
What would your life be like with Alana's father, Craig, on your own? Just the two of you.
Bingo.
The neighbor said she saw you entering the house last week while Mr. and Miss Morgan were still in town.
Oh, what did Ruth say then?
What was that about?
I'm not sure how that's connected to your investigation. Is she sure it was me? I mean, how do you know someone is actually them?
It's advisable for you to tell us the truth, and the whole truth at this point, for once.
Well, if you must know, I was welcoming them to town. They're not always there. Thought I'd come over and deliver a welcome gift.
A welcome gift? Like a basket of something?
Yes.
Right. How did that go?
Well, it could have been better. I had no idea some of them, Claire and Alana, were allergic to eating nuts. Turns out only Mr. Morgan was able to enjoy them.
You bake cookies for a lot of people in this town? I don't think Rick or I have ever received any.
No?
Have you, Rick?
No?
Well, I don't do that often, no. Only when I'm in the mood for certain people.
Never mind.
Okay. Was that the last time you saw them?
Yes.
So you stopped by to drop the cookies off, then what happens?
Well, I didn't stay long. They were less than appreciative. Craig was, but not Claire or Alana.
How come?
I don't know. I came in, dropped them off, and Mrs. Morgan, Claire, and I exchanged unpleasantries. So I left.
Unpleasantries. Interesting.
Tell us more about these unpleasantries, as you call them.
I arrived at their house, happy to be bringing my neighbors, some of my favorite people in the whole world, freshly baked cookies, and another gift. Welcoming them back from their journeys, Craig's childhood home. Immediately, when the door opened, I heard someone say, "Oh, great," in another room when I was talking to Craig, giving him the cookies. See, Claire didn't want to invite me in, but Craig did. So I assumed the voice from another room was talking about me, of course, and then out comes Claire around the corner. "What are you doing here? Who let you in?" she says. Very nice, right? I said, "I baked some cookies, Claire." And she picked one of them off the plate, looks at it, looks at me, and says she's allergic. And then she feeds it to the dog.
Yeah. That was not too nice of her.
Yes, being the bigger person, I said, "I'm glad your family will get to enjoy them." And then she just flipped out and said something really rude. And, well, I found myself back on the porch.
Was Alana there at that time?
The girl? No, I don't know.
So basically, she called you out for sleeping with her husband and kicked you out.
Not quite. We didn't speak of anything specific, but not far off the mark either. Just some verbal back and forth. I'm sure they enjoyed the cookies.
They couldn't eat them.
Well, it's the thought.
And now that that is over, y'all probably want to know. I started really just putting a lot of thought into this shit. So you know how they say that all of them is lying, right? I started thinking about the motives on why each of them would lie. And it's 5 of them too. So Natalie probably tried to get with Craig, right? So having Alana gone and then possibly her comforting him during that time would have worked in her favor, right? Because I'm pretty sure at this point, like, if Craig still actually did love his wife and shit, he probably like, I'm not gonna go back over to that area. Anytime I go over there, it ends up being issues and shit. So let me just stay out of that state. But now the whole Alana thing happened, so now he has to come down here. So now he probably is already on the move for that. Heather, I don't know what's up with her. She seems to have superpowers now, though. That's what we're getting at with that. But my question is, why did she want the superpowers though? Like, if she wanted the superpowers, does that have to do with or better yet, what if she's like the? I mean, what if she was just pissed off at both of them for like, cause she used to go out with who was it, Brian? She used to go out with that motherfucker, so she probably was pissed off at him, and probably even more pissed off at I think Alana's going out with Brian now, or was going out with Brian, so I can see why that happened there. Ruth, apparently her dog is dead, so she might either want to revive her dog, excuse me, had a burp, or might have something to do with that whole soulmate thing. Colton probably just wants to talk to his niece. If not revive her too, I can see that. Caleb, I'm not so sure. And then I'm forgetting other stuff that comes into play, like the tablet and the knife. Tablet. That's a kin knife. At times like this, we go back into the evidence, right? And it's dead. Oh.
How do you mean? Ken, not alive? How do you define life and death? You probably see them as finite points with a line in between. My dog, for example, Ken. Well, he's not living as you know it, but he's still with me. Always will be.
Well, that revelation was different. I think I see life and death as infinite points too. Weird, I know. Well, you gotta think about it, bro. Like with religion in general, y'all. I'm not about to be on like a religious tip with y'all. Like, I know some of y'all ain't be for it, and I know some of y'all got what y'all believe in. So I'm just giving y'all the general aspect of it in this scenario. So it's like a lot of religions kind of have like this same kind of belief where it's kind of like death doesn't mean like the end type of thing. It's just a continuation. So in some ways you can think like the definite points as just the point where your journey continues kind of thing. So it looks like full sentences work. So wait, why don't we call Jerry's garage then? I'm gonna write the number down. Or in this case, I'm gonna type it in the chat 70. Watch this end up being an actual phone number too, bro. That'd be funny bad. Oh, didn't work.
You want to know about my car? That's not a question, it's rather old, hence the trouble I have with it, an old bug, yellow. What else would you like to know about it?
So when you have trouble, what do? Are you a big mechanic there, Natalie?
No, I'm not. I have someone work on it, obviously. You know.
Who works on it for you?
I've had someone come over to look at it, and I've taken it to the garage. I've owned it for a long time.
So you do take it to Jerry's garage then? The one over on Main near the train tracks?
Yes, I think I've taken it there before a few times. I don't keep track of stuff like that.
Took it there 2 weeks ago?
No. Well, actually, yeah, come to think of it, needed some air.
So what did you and the mechanic talk about?
Small talk, nothing important.
Let's see if we get some CCTV footage from Jerry.
CCTV footage. Look at that. It got, okay, so it's anti-tech support. Hey guys, I have an update. We're definitely seeing some weird traffic across your network. What is odd is that you're still connected on a secure connection. Like there is no possible way anything could be compromised. It's 100% secure. We'll keep an eye on it for sure. As far as data goes, you're 100% access to it, pulling everything from the network perfectly. If it's not coming up, it's not on the network. Maybe we'll have to arrange someone to go down to the data center and pull it manually. Can't imagine how that would happen though. Bro, how am I supposed to see that? Hmm. Payment due. Payments due. So she didn't pay for it on the spot? So $750. Car's a Beetle. Try CCTV.
Alright, we got the footage back from the garage.
Any surprises?
No, none in this case. We see Natalie and Caleb talk for about 30 seconds. However, there is one thing that's interesting. We had someone review all their footage from the past 2 weeks to watch Caleb. And last week, they have this SUV come in. Okay. Notice anyone? It's our victims in a Jeep SUV. The encounter with Caleb there goes on for a little longer.
What happens?
I don't know, there's no audio, just a couple of conversations. We need to talk about this with the others.
Alright.
Sure, go chat amongst yourselves.
Let me just put SUV. SUV. Dear God, conversation.
Alright, the footage from the garage. No, in this case, we see Natalie and Caleb talk for about 30 seconds. However, there is one thing that's interesting. We had someone review all their footage from the past 2 weeks to watch Caleb. And last week, they have this SUV come in. Okay. Notice anyone? It's our victims in a Jeep SUV. The encounter with Caleb there goes on for a little longer.
What happens?
I don't know, there's no audio, just a couple of conversations. We need to talk about this with the others.
Alright.
Sure, go chat amongst yourselves.
Conversations. I've been misspelling this shit. The conversations. Oh wait, so and so was there for the fight, right? Lantern. There we go.
I perform a few nights a week at the Lantern downtown. Please, you should come down. I'd love to sing for you, Jeffrey. Rick's been there on several occasions. We've seen blues.
Oh, why she snitching on him?
The only music I listen to is gospel and classic.
Well, you can't teach grace.
That's right. Some people are just born with it.
Oh. Said $1 beers. Till Thursday. Let's try flyer. Oh. Yeah, with a cat. Oh. Guy with the cat. Oh. Oh, yeah, she mentioned another thing that I almost forgot about. Voluntary. Why did she say that shit? Oops. Pretty sure I'm spelling that wrong. Probably am. Hold on a second. I didn't try experimentation, huh? Experimentation.
Experiments at the rock or the cistern below. Oh, I don't know. I'm not so up to date on military happenings. You would probably know more in your position. Of course, you hear things.
What sort of things?
Well, you know our town's history. The problems with the settlers and natives, How people hear strange things at the point at night, see lights or what have you. And then, of course, the idea that the area contains some gateway to another place or time. I mean, I suppose it's up to each of us to decide what the real truth is, but facts are facts. And the fact is that the rock is located directly next to that old fort. We all know what they get up to.
See, I don't think I tried Gateway. Gateway.
What do you think about the rumor that there are experiments going on at the fort?
We've always worked side by side with the military, although we don't cross paths too often and they usually reach out to us first. I'm not really able to comment much on them. Experiments going on that have something to do with some sort of supernatural thing at the rock? Come on. You've been seeing too many science fiction movies, Rick.
What about the websites that explain the history about it being a gateway to another world?
That site is the equivalent of a cheap highway attraction. You really think people are stepping through an invisible wall to another world up there? How many people go missing in town every year? Like, none.
We do have deaths.
People get killed in every city in the U.S. Fact of life.
It is possible that something's going on at that base. Kind of fun to think about it, though, isn't it?
No. But, okay, let's go with it for a second. The military is traveling to other planets and experimenting on aliens here in town. When was the last time you saw a flying saucer? You must have forgotten the last time there was a battle involving humans and little green men.
Well, what if it's something different?
Yeah. What if, Rick? What if indeed?
Aliens, huh? I didn't think about that. Alright, let's try the fort next. And then we'll try the rock. It's the rock. Oh, shout for Summer Emerald 5 on Twitter. Follow me. Thank you. I appreciate that. I need some activities to do on Twitter whenever I'm like just web surfing. Like I do like my little false takes or whatever and all this other stuff. But like it's never like anything like crazy. There we go. Could do giveaways on Twitter, huh? Anyway, I'm getting off subject. I apologize. The Lantern. Bergstrom. Did I try her last name?
Our house still bears the name our family experimented adopting at one point. Believe it was my mother who thought it'd be more American sounding and easier to pronounce. I've kept it, although I'm thinking about reverting it back to the original Brewstrom, officially Natalia Brewstrom, on my birth certificate. My explorer/Dutch great-grandfather married a beautiful Russian woman in his adventures. We have quite a big family tree, and you can see it traced back very far. It must have been an exciting time for him to be alive, much more freer, unlike now. Everyone seems so paralyzed by fear now. I'm sorry, what?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay, I thought you did. Sound like you whispered something to me? Anyway, I was saying we're Slavs tracing our roots back to the forests of Eastern Europe before that time. All very interesting to me, but I doubt we're here to talk about my genealogy. Let's get back to the topic that's useful to you, Lieutenant.
Well done.
Our house still bears the name. I believe it was my mother who thought it'd be more American sounding and easier to pronounce. I've kept it, although I'm thinking about reverting it back to the original Brewstrom, officially Natalia Brewstrom, on my birth certificate. My explorer/ on my birth certificate. My explorer/ Dutch great-grandfather married a beautiful Russian woman in his adventures. We have quite a big family tree, and you can see it traced back very far. It must have been an exciting time for him to be alive, much more freer, unlike now. Everyone seems so paralyzed by fear now.
Actually, I'm gonna do the full name because I'll probably draw up all of them in one. Make sure I spelled that right. Sorry, Brewstrom. That's a weird. Wait, hold on. I probably didn't spell the name right.
Our house still bears the name at one point. Believe it was my mother who thought it'd be more American sounding and easier to pronounce. I've kept it, although I'm thinking about reverting it back to
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm spelling it right. Let me just try our first name then. Explore. Oh, this. Hmm.
Our house still bears the name our family experimented adopting at one point. Believe it was my mother who thought it'd be more American sounding and easier to pronounce. I've kept it, although I'm thinking about reverting it back to the original Brewstrom, officially Natalia Brewstrom on my birth certificate. My explorer/Dutch great-grandfather married a beautiful Russian woman in his adventures. We have quite a big family tree, and you can see it traced back very far.
Try family tree then.
I don't think I have any enemies.
And the others?
I'm not sure. They were all really good people. We had the best year of our lives this year. We were going to graduate next year, and we were so excited.
You sure?
Wait, what's Heather's last name? Gardner? It's Kid John, right? Kid John. What's his last name? Forsbrand, okay. Okay. Larceny. Wait. Cause ain't what's the name of Pyromaniac now I think about it? Okay, let's try collectible then. Oh look, we got I forgot to mention that she was in Western, huh?
Were Brian and Alana ever fighting?
Yeah, Brian and Alana fought a lot at school. I told him to break up with her, that she wasn't worth it. I mean, why should he put himself through that? And then when I heard they wanted to come out here, that she wanted to come out here for the summer, I knew it was just a way for her to get closer to him and watch over me.
How much did it upset you when they started dating?
Yeah. Were you upset?
No.
And the circumstances for when they got together or started dating. Could you briefly go over that for us?
Well, it's not a big deal. Brian came to me and said he wanted to see other people, that we weren't a good match anymore. I was too serious. I'm not sure what he meant, really. We've been dating for almost 2 years. I mean, I know now why he did it.
Why was that?
Well, he just wanted to be free and pursue his own things.
Had he met Alana at this time?
Yes.
And were they romantically linked?
They became a couple a little while after that.
But do you know if they were linked before that?
No, I don't think they were.
Okay.
That's right. Hmm. Oh, I didn't try breakup, huh? And I'm gonna spell the shit out of breakup. What's a breakup?
How much did it upset you when they started dating?
Yeah. Were you upset?
No.
And the circumstances for when they got together or started dating. Could you briefly go over that for us?
Well, it's not a big deal. Brian came to me and said he wanted to see other people, that we weren't a good match anymore. I was too serious. I'm not sure what he meant, really.
What's our coworker? They don't make this easy, I swear. Coworker. Oh. Caleb's brother? Okay. Father then? Hmm.
Where was I that night? Seen at the Lantern, as you know. I left around 2:15 a.m., shortly after it closed. Walked home, went to bed.
Did anyone see you?
See me what?
Walking home or at home?
Yeah. Were you with anyone? Who can corroborate? I mean,
I was alone the whole time.
Excuse us one moment. So you have nobody who can back up your story that you ever met any of the kids that night, and nobody else who can back up your story that you went home and went to sleep.
What reason would I have to hurt them?
You tell us.
That's ridiculous, come on.
So she lying.
Where was I that night? Seen at the Lantern, as you know. I left around 2:15 a.m., shortly after it closed. Walked home, went to bed.
Did anyone see you?
See me what?
Walking home or at?
I do a lot for the town festival in terms of working with others. I needed some things for the festival. One of the first ones we did a long time ago, so I went to Ruth's store. Figured where better a place to get items for the town's Halloween event than from the notorious Queen of Darkness herself. Somehow she managed to keep the store back open for years already, so I figured she must have something of value in there, back when the festival was small. We had the pumpkin carving tables, a hayride, and the burning of the dummy, as it was called back then, not much else. So I went to her store and I thought I could get props, decorations, there as you'd expect. It wasn't that type of place though. I was looking for stuff you'd buy at a dollar store or Halloween pop-up store nowadays. Instead, it's filled with books, crystals, candles, tinctures. I thought I bought some jewelry for myself and went and bought a candle at the grocery store. Their museum cabinet was interesting though.
Looks like we got a museum cabinet.
You're in the city council, right? What position?
Yes, I'm actually co-chair. I know you're surprised I was elected.
You ran unopposed.
Well, technically. I've been on the council for 6 years coming up.
So you're involved with the big events then?
All of them. Memorial Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, July 4th.
What's your role in the October event we just had, the Festival of Fire?
Planning, coordinating, business relations.
A Jill of all trades then. You don't seem like the festival type. All that mingling with random strangers. They just don't seem like your type of crowd. What's someone like you doing involved with an event like that?
It's one of our town's biggest events of the year. I have to be involved.
Not a big fan then. Understandable.
Like I said, it's one of the town's biggest events. All I care is for the people spend their money in our town.
A woman of principles.
I'm comfortable with my principles. Are you familiar with the principles of brevity? Why are you asking me about the festival, Jeffrey?
In all my years in the force.
The principles of brevity? Are you familiar with the
Principle of brevity. I don't know what brevity means anyway, by the way. Bruh, yeah, if anybody ever knows the word, let me know, even if it's in the comment section. Because I'm like, okay.
principles of brevity? Why are you asking me about the festival, Jeffrey?
In all my years in the force, that night is the one night I've taken off for the past 14 years consistently. Because consistently, every night that year, our deputies are chasing down dumb kids, drunk idiots, or God knows what else. The families that do attend are attending less and less because of what it's become. I stay away though. I just have a quiet night in. And now I've got the chance to speak with the Queen of the Menace herself. I'm honored.
Looks like you know how to be humbled then. There's hope for you yet. Happy belated Halloween.
What is the city council's current vision for the festival? What's it supposed to be? Because I know what it's become.
Well, we have our yearly booths. Local businesses buy space in the main for their tables and whatever they're selling. We provide our own guessing someone's weight, dunk tank, random carnival games, bobbing for apples, all the classics. Then we have the animal tent, drink and food vouchers for the bar and the restaurants, and then capping it all off with the light on the hill when it gets dark. It's a good time. You should come out. You may even enjoy it.
It's always on October 30th, right?
Yeah, the night before Halloween.
How come we don't do it on Halloween?
Just people are busy trick-or-treating or parties or whatever.
Right. And this lighting on the hill, as you call it, can you describe it for the record, its purpose, backstory, etc.?
Sure, it's a fun event when we hire local craftsmen to build a different character out of wood and hay, other plants, and then set it alight when it gets dark. Been going on for years, decades. Not sure when it started.
Has it always been in the same place?
Yep, as far as I know, around the point, overlooking the water next to the state park.
Just like Burning Man, right here in town.
So, who chooses these effigies that are burnt?
Oh yeah, we had the robotic plant Dick Cheney one year.
None of them are ever a specific person. People see who they want to see. As far as the design, I'm not sure. Maybe the local craftspeople, not my area.
Your friend Ruth, do you work with her on this festival?
Ruth Forsbrand, I believe we have in the past, yeah.
You personally?
Once.
Let's try the hill. Oh. What else we got here? Queen of Madness.
What is the city council's current vision for the festival? What's it supposed to be?
Okay, well, I got some. I just didn't want to leave y'all on like a blank screen. Hold on.
The museum cabinet had dirty old sticks, bottles of stuff I couldn't tell what it was, old pieces of paper and decorations. This was a long time ago. Then I went for a tarot card reading recently with my girlfriends. We didn't look around.
My alibi? I'm not sure why you would need that. Actually, that's a bit rude. Where was I last night? I'll tell you. I was at home, sleeping, alone, with Ken at my feet, our usual time, 9 p.m.
And slept the whole night through.
Yep.
I think about where is Bruce Helbling?
Look, honestly, I haven't been honest with you this whole time. I do remember being here in town before 15 years ago. My first festival of fire. It had a fun reputation back then.
So you had fun?
Good, clean fun?
Not exactly.
Party wasn't happening enough for you? Lit, as they say?
It wasn't that. It was my first festival of fire, so I needed to be inducted according to the people I was with. I think it was BS when I look back on it. I went to the festival, did some partying, and then went to an after party outside of town. Just
Needed to be inducted, like into the Hall of Fame. Let me try the tablet. Oh. Drinks. Here we go.
I'm the singer, not a waiter or a bartender. I don't concern myself with food or drink, but if you must know, Wednesday we serve the delicious Jungle Juice Special or the Lamplighter.
What's in the Jungle Juice Special?
Anything and everything you can think of, as long as it's cheap.
Did anything come back abnormal in the victims from the coroner's toxicology report?
Not from anything they ate or drank. So we can rule out group psychosis. Their BAs were kind of high, but that's about it.
I'm the singer, not a waiter or a bartender. I don't concern myself with food or drink, but if you must know, Wednesday we serve the delicious Jungle Juice Special or the Lamplighter.
What's in the Jungle Juice Special?
Anything and everything you can think of, as long as it's cheap.
Did anything come back abnormal in the victims from the coroner's toxicology report?
Not from anything they ate or drank. So we can rule out group psychosis. Their BAs.
Been trying to find any clip that she mentions about this fight.
Earlier we walked through the festival downtown briefly. That festival of fire. We had some food and then went to the bar pretty early. At the bar, we just sat and had our drinks and listened to the singer. It was totally fine. I mean, we were laughing and joking while she sang. I think Alana recognized her. Said it was her neighbor.
What did you guys have to eat or drink? I mean,
I can't remember. The drinks were red. I think they had some drink cocktail special that night. Their own thing we didn't eat.
and anyone you think that might have been angry with you there?
No, I don't think anyone was. But I remember Brian saying a couple of nights before that there was someone trying to pick a fight with him outside of the bar we were at when he was smoking. I think it was just a guy thing, though. Them being macho or whatever. But I don't disagree that there is a little bit of animosity towards people not from around here. The whole local versus whoever thing. I just decided not to buy into stuff like that.
Do you remember what the guy looked like who had a problem with Brian?
Yeah, do you remember them?
No, not really. It was just some kind of drunk guy who lived here. Youngish. Wearing a hat. A baseball hat. We were at the bar on the corner of 3rd and Main.
Here we go.
Do you own any hats?
That's not a question. Yes, I do.
Do you mind if we take a look at them?
No, go right ahead. Not sure how a hat will help you in your investigation.
Let's get someone over there to look at these hats.
What the fuck? Huh? Okay. Oh, widow? That was weird. trying to think what else. I think I'm finally back to being drawn out of blank now. Distorted. Okay, so there was an explosion at the house. She didn't. Okay. Alright, so I need to chase my steps back a little bit here. Did I try garage by itself? Garage.
You want to know about my car? That's not a question, it's rather old.
It was fine. Wait, she probably wouldn't know anything about the survivor, right? Wait, hold on. Looks like I was missing one here.
Fine. Here you go. Don't say I didn't warn you. I hope you haven't eaten lately.
Oh my god.
What is that?
What? What is what?
This man was being whipped. I forgot this man has scars too. What? Bro, where the fuck is this H? Slash. Yeah. Slash. Oh wait, he's done. Wait, no, he still has one more. Abuse. Caleb was abused. Bipolar. I didn't just try like family card, didn't I? Dear God. There we go, family. It's hard typing in the dark.
I really just want to go. I need to
What's
get
up,
back
Radar
out there on
CK?
the road. I'm sure things will come back to me. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, hi. Can we talk for a minute, please?
Shout out to Radar CK, he in the live chat.
Looks like things are okay, bud. Stand up and face the wall. Now,
Let's go against the wall.
face the wall.
Ow! Oh,
Stop resisting.
I'm not doing anything. Tell me what's going on.
Your arm. If you don't cooperate, we will use force. We are placing you under arrest in connection with the deaths of 4 people in this city.
Let me try Burning Shadow again. First I ain't write it down. Damn, I thought we only get that treatment. Facts, bro. Ooh, what do we have here now?
What do you know about the burning shadows ritual?
Nothing. Not heard that before.
Your friends never mention it? Greg, Alana, Emily, maybe?
No.
You sure?
You're asking me if I know something, and I'm telling you I don't. Not sure what else to tell you.
So the witness saying that's what your friends were up to is a lie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I have something I need to get off my chest. I've been hearing voices.
We guessed as much.
How long have you been hearing these voices?
Ever since that night, I just don't like what they're saying. They're getting aggressive.
Why do you think they started then?
I was there.
The night of the attack? You were at the house?
Yes, and it was horrible. But so was he.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's not go throwing out wild accusations.
A patrol car was outside the house, I swear.
Okay, well, what were you doing there? Or is this something the voices are telling you?
They confirm it. They say they're all there.
Who?
I don't know what they mean. I only just started hearing them. Ever since that night when I was there, I was walking and I saw lights move inside the house. They were all different colors.
You saw lights?
Yes, strange colors. Coming from downstairs windows. Colors I've never really seen before, if I'm honest.
Colors you hadn't seen before.
Yes, I know how strange that sounds. It's the only way I can describe it. They were beautiful, but almost terrifying at the same time. What is that smell?
Smell?
Yes, like a fire pit, like something's burning.
Yeah, I don't smell anything. Do you?
No.
You're hearing things, smelling things. Are you sure you're alright right now? Don't need anything, do you? Maybe you should have some more water. So, what happens when you get to the lights in the window?
I looked inside naturally. What I saw was the students, Alana and her friends, everything decked out in white, candles lighting the room. They were sitting down, and the light seemed to hover around them. I had my camera with me, but it wouldn't turn on. The battery went dead. So you see lights inside the house. Then what happened? The lights moved faster and faster. The candles were flickering. I knocked on the window because I was scared for them. I wanted them to stop, but they didn't hear me, no matter how hard I knocked. The shadows in their room were weird, longer, not normal, not moving right. I got a bad feeling, so I went around the back to the house to try to get into the back door. It was locked. I tried the doorknob once, looked away for a second, and then I reached the doorknob again and an explosion happened. In the house? Yeah, I ran back to the side and the windows of the living room were all blown out. It was dark and abnormally quiet. I couldn't tell other people were inside, so I left really quickly. This is quite a story, but we've heard a lot today. Why not tell us this when we picked you up today? Why not call us last night? I didn't think you'd believe me. I just wanted to put everything I saw past me. Then when we started talking about Hal's a suspect, I got scared. I'm still shook up about it. I didn't say anything that night and just went home. I put my head down and I fell asleep instantly. If you hadn't picked me up today, I would have thought the whole thing was just a dream.
What in the fuck? Detective, watch out for her and the others. Anyone you let free could come for you too. We'll all count on you to do the right thing. Put them all away. So these 5. But my whole thing is, am I being egged on here? But so far I've gotten proof that just about every one of them's been at the house. Or have had some interaction with that house. All except Colton. Patrol car. Wait, let's try that Terry guy now then. Nope. Let's try explosion again then. Powers? Nope. Colors? Jesus. Typing in the dark, man. Next time I'm getting a keyboard that lights up. Back door. Hmm.
I think we'll have to ask you to work with our team and try to come up with a sketch of the face you saw in the window, if you don't
Nice.
mind. Do you think you can do that?
Having big
Yes, of
back
course.
ribs, collard
I mean,
greens, and
I'm happy
cornbread.
to assist. I'm not sure I'll be able to remember all of the details, but I'll do my best. They seemed familiar.
Great. Thanks. We'll do that after our session here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, bro. There we go. Hmm. Yeah, I'm drawing blank. I don't know what else. Oh, this house do look old, type old. Hold on. Have I been misspelling this man's name the whole time? Okay, I was about to say, bro. Hmm. Oh, wait, I didn't try to shout him. So wait, bro, you just like, well, you just decided to make those, or did you get them from like one of the spots or whatever? Yeah, like if it's one thing with when it comes to Jersey, like one of the things y'all should definitely know about our soul food is like highly slept on. That's one thing for sure. Like I ain't gotten some good ass soul food in some places. Um, damn, what else? Bro, you could have did that. What the fuck, bro? Could have helped me this whole damn time.
They didn't have problems, not really. The neighbor Ruth is a bit of a kook. For me, a few of the men in town seem quite taken by my singing. But that's nothing new, and they're all quite harmless. I can be very direct if I need to be.
So, you have some admirers?
Yes, Rick. Nothing to be concerned about. Mostly men who live alone, divorcees, men on their way to become divorcees. All types, really. What can I say? I was born with a beautiful voice.
And anyone you think who could have done this?
Killing in a house? We're not quite the wholesome neighborhood that we grew up with here. Seems like neighbors hardly know each other's names anymore, let alone talk. Who knows what happened?
How you spell admirer? But yeah, bro, I would not have known that. You see how broad of a subject that is.
They didn't have problems, not really. The neighbor Ruth is a bit of a kook. For me, a few of the men in town seem quite taken by my singing. But that's nothing new.
I don't really know anything about the history here, no, apart from what I read on the website.
The website.
That funny touristy website.
She probably means Jack's site, right? Was it called Natural Curiosities of the Olympic Peninsula or something like that?
Yeah, it sounds like it could have been that.
Well, we don't have many websites about the area as far as I know.
The website looked kind of trashy and old. Doesn't really do the area justice.
Oh, looks like we got a couple of these now.
Oh, I can't recall the name of the website now. I went to it once when it was constantly in the news here at the Herald. All this history about the area. Most of it seemed rather far-fetched. Not sure where he came up with it. The guy who runs the site? His name's Jack, right? I've met him before. All the skill of the settlers and the growing pains somehow having relevance today. Most people in this town haven't been here long enough to begin to know what he's talking about. Jack Thompson, that's it. You know, he owns a little convenience store slash small museum slash knickknack slash whatever makes you money store near the Rock. I really think it's just a way for him to drum up sales for all the quasi-historical tad that he sells. All of those little trinkets and thin books. No doubt the tourists that come lap it up, though. Jack really needs a history lesson. Maybe go to the library or speak with someone to get his facts straight. All this supposed nonsense about the crimes the explorers and settlers committed. Talks of unsavory deals with the native population, land grabs, enslavement, killings, and everything else. Sacrifices? Well, I suppose it brings a tourist, so you don't mind, do you? However, it's insulting to the town and he really needs to be stopped, whether by your organization or he finally comes to his senses. Makes no difference to the community here.
And you know what's the sad part? Some of the shit Jack is actually saying is facts. Low key. Because a lot of shit did happen to the natives that lived in the US, by the way. Oops. Thought I was hitting the shift key. Jack. Oh. Alright, since we're throwing out just random shit, let's try Jealous then.
Jealous of Alana? I don't think so. That girl's borderline white trash. She's boring. Not really that good looking even, so Brian could do much better. I don't know what he sees in her. I mean, saw. Can't believe he's gone. I mean, there's blood on her hands. She wanted to come out here. She pushed for it. We all went along with her. She thought she could get closer to Brian this way. I knew they had been having problems.
Would you have gotten back together with Brian this summer if he had asked you?
No, I mean, probably not. I'm doing my own thing now. Jealous of Alana? I don't think so. That girl's borderline white trash. She's boring. Not really that good looking even, so Brian could do much better. I don't know what he sees in her. I mean, saw. Can't believe he's gone. I mean, There's blood on her hands. She wanted to come out here. She pushed for it. We all went along with her. She thought she could get closer to Brian this way. I knew they had been having problems.
Would you have gotten back together with Brian this summer if he had asked you?
Hmm. Oh, whoop. I hit the wrong button. Problems. Wait a minute.
Earlier we walked past the bar. And listened to the singer. It was totally fine. I mean, we were laughing and joking while she sang. I think
Hold
Elena
on.
recognized her. Said it was her neighbor.
What did you guys have to eat or drink? I mean,
I can't remember. The drinks were red. I think they had some drink cocktail special that night. Their own thing.
Wait for it, R2K. Hold on. I think I just
anyone
peeped
think
something.
that might have been angry with you there?
No, I don't think anyone was. But I remember Brian saying a couple of nights before that there was someone trying to pick a fight with him out.
Oh. Yo. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, bro. I'm telling you. I think this is because that fight.
So I called out I was entering, announcing myself. The front hallway was
Let's try Watson. Because I thought about it, I'm like, bar fight. Because someone told me, I was like, bro, is this man cheating? Cheating. fuck? Come on, bro. Dude. Bro, they not trying me. Alright. Anything else, bro?
That day was just like any other. We got up around 9 or 10. You know, we're on vacation. And had some food, went to town, did some shopping. Alana and Emily and I got some cheap sunglasses and tried on some bathing suits. The guys stayed home, not really sure what they did. And I had to run to the post office to mail a letter. We got some food and coffee and headed home early in the afternoon. Oh, on our way home we visited some funny magic store. It's owned by a nice lady who we talked to. So we got home maybe around 3. I'm sorry, I'm not much more specific.
No, you're fine. You're actually being very helpful. Did you say a magic store?
Yeah, you know the one. The old mysticism shop on Main. Sells rocks and gems and all sorts of stuff. You can get your palm read or your fortune told or something like that.
Oh yeah, I know it. My kids and I have been in there too. They got a magic kit. Loved it.
The owner's a bit eccentric. Not sure how reliable her word is anyway, but you were saying?
We went to the store around 3, and then came home and spent the next couple of hours home. Then we went out for dinner. Then went to the bar.
Anything happen on the way home from the store? Were you all in the house the whole time before you went to the restaurant?
Nothing, and yeah, we were all at home the whole time before dinner.
What did you guys do? Tell us more about them.
Not much. We didn't have a whole lot of time before we got ready. Do you want to know more?
Sure. Tell us more about them. Who they were, basically anything that will help.
Hey, John,
That day
back to
was
me with
just
this
like
one.
any other. Did some shopping. Alana and Emily and I got some cheap.
Wait, did I do vacation? I think I did it once, but that was before, fuck it.
I just meant people who aren't genuinely spiritual or confused. Shame when a monotheist chooses the wrong god.
A monotheist. What's that supposed to mean? Just
I just meant people who aren't genuinely spiritual or confused. Shame when a monotheist chooses the wrong god.
the wrong god.
I just meant people who aren't genuinely spiritual or confused. Shame when a monotheist chooses the wrong god. I just meant who wants to shame when a monastery.
I spelled that right. Bro, y'all capping. That's some no more. I like the new video. Bro, what the fuck, bro?
I was born and raised here. I love my town. We've got a lot of hardworking people out here. We got the retirement population and the vacationers, mostly. I became a cadet nearby while in college. Met some fine folks there, and now pushing retirement. Honestly, I don't know when I'll pull the trigger on actually retiring, though. I stay active, and I'm proud of the work I've done here. Shame about some of the decisions the city has implemented, of course. They kind of let anything fly. Hell, we have a witchcraft store on Main. Excuse me, spiritual shop. No idea how a store like that stays in business. Attracts all sorts. Anyway, I like to think the force keeps a good watch over everything and keeps things in check, you know.
The Force? Was it Star Wars? And for your record, yeah, I did try this shit before. Like, what the fuck?
I remember what it was like growing up here. Sure. Imagine tree-lined streets, neighbors helping one another, town get-togethers, all of the time downtown. Trips to the waterfront with the family, just a really special place to grow up, actually. Really happy people, and some of my fondest memories are from that time. We still have that to some degree, but it's different now. The internet, insularity, the world's become a bit more of a colder place. You can find the warmer pockets, though. We have to stay vigilant. Watch out for unwanted elements. Keep things nice. There's evil here. It's just hidden. But it's obviously here. Look at this last night.
Fort Landsend Wash? I remember I put in this before, they didn't give me shit though. That's crazy.
You know a lot about mechanics, being able to fix cars and all. Know about any other mechanical stuff in other ways?
I can get by.
You can get by?
Yeah, I guess.
What sort of mechanics do you know? What sort of stuff can you fix?
Refrigerators, air conditioners, stuff around the house.
Interesting. Where'd you learn how to do all that?
Must have been when I was younger. I think my dad taught me, or someone in my family.
Oh yeah? Chemistry sets, model rockets. I loved Pinewood Derby as a scout. That was my main hobby.
Oh yeah, I think I remember having one of those.
You were in the Pinewood Derby?
Oh, no, I meant the rocket.
Really?
Yeah.
So you know about rocket engines. You must know about explosives too.
No, just model rockets.
My question is, why is all 5 of them guilty? You know,
You said you brought cookies and another gift to the Morgans a few weeks ago. What was the other thing?
Well, it was a small statuette I found at the antique mall. An animal made out of what looked like a gemstone. Looked like onyx?
We combed over the house. Didn't see a lot of knickknacks.
Exactly, I thought they would like it.
Was it a gift for Alana maybe? We found it in her room.
Not really. I gave it to them because I wanted to smooth things over between all of us. I give all my friends gifts, and I want things to go good between us. I don't like any negativity on my street. Now, with her death and them moving, I worry things will never work out between us.
didn't I try that before? I tried trinket. Wait, hold on. I think I misspelled it. It's trinket. Or did I misspell it again? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, it's no H in trinket. Nope, still not. Okay, bet. Else. Like
The house just was old. I got a weird vibe there.
Weird vibe.
Yeah, like, I don't believe in ghosts, but have you ever walked into a room where a party just happened and everyone left? Like, the room still seems full of life? That's the vibe I got there occasionally. I mean, it's old. We would make fun of Alana about it sometime, but still. It was a free place to spend the summer, and it honestly wasn't that bad. I guess it was her dad's from growing up. The neighborhood seemed nice, though.
Can we chat outside for a minute?
We're back. Got a couple more questions for you.
yo, the mug really just moved by itself. So we just gonna act like the mug didn't just move by itself. Let's try Ghost. Cause I tried it before and it didn't work, right? That's the one thing with this game. Sometimes like something that you did before was the right answer, but you didn't have everything unlocked to get the answer for that. Or better yet, the person wasn't unlocked. I haven't seen any like cases where it's been like where it's been me having to ask a particular word for everything to be unlocked. child demon is done.
So you were in the house 2 weeks ago, welcoming Mr. and Mrs. Morgan back to the neighborhood. They just stayed there a couple of nights, they said. The weekend. Was that the last time you were there?
Yeah, that would have been it.
See, one of the problems we're having is that the front door was bashed, exactly where someone might have taken a crowbar to open it. But when we looked at it a little closer, we didn't necessarily find evidence that was forcibly opened.
Yeah, it wasn't that messed up.
I think what my partner's trying to enunciate, is that the door was splintered, but not enough where the deadbolt would have been able to have been opened. That part was still intact. I was the one who broke it when I entered. The rest of the house was locked too. So I asked the Morgans, who might have access to the property besides them, if they gave their key to anyone to look after the house when they were away. They said that no one looked after the house while they were away, but they did give their key to their neighbor, Ruth, in case they were ever locked out.
Hmm. Two weeks ago. Oh shit.
The other thing they mentioned, the Morgans, in speaking with them on the phone, is that they gave their key to various house sitters and other people to look at in the past. Only the neighbor Ruth currently has one, as far as we can tell. And of the people they mentioned, most have either moved out of state, are deceased, or are way out of town with solid alibis. There's only one person on the list that we have yet to check off, and that's you. So please tell us, when did you last have the key to their house?
Must have been about 15 to 20 years ago. We were in our late 20s, and I looked after the place for Craig. He had just inherited the house from his grandparents. I gave the key back, though. Did that come up in your call and your sleuthing?
Okay, fair enough. We're not saying you did anything yet, to be clear, but we can check that out.
She could have made a copy, threw it out.
There's no key. Arrest me. Get a search warrant. Look in my house. There's no key.
Okay, now, we believe. We'll still double check with Miss Morgan, but we want to ask you one more time. Was last weekend the last time you were at the house?
I said yes.
All right. The witness just saw a female face in the window this morning. Maybe it could have been you, checking in on the break-in for the Morgans, keeping a watch on the neighborhood, that sort of thing.
No.
All right. Just interesting. An older lady, and then you.
Sounds like the house is a little more busy than we first thought. You ever spend any significant time at the house?
I've been there for social occasions, sure.
How so?
If anyone saw me around, they would know I'm friends with Mr. Morgan. I'm also an amateur photographer, and I like to take lots and lots of shots of the neighborhood.
Yes. Some people have complained, concerned someone was snooping in the area.
I'm not a snoop. He asked me to look after the house while they were away. Did you hear that?
Hear what?
That whisper again. Never mind, must be thin walls.
I mean, they're cinder blocks, but okay. Let's try to focus here.
What do you mean? I don't know why they're asking. I don't want to, it's fine. I don't want to interfere. It's enough. It will happen. Let them.
Everything okay?
Yes.
We want you to take a look at these photos. When we picked you up for questioning, you had a framed photo sitting in your living room. The others were in the back, behind the framed photo. So what are we looking at?
Photos of Craig and his family?
You're an amateur photographer, right?
Yes.
Are these your photos that you took?
Yes. I mean, somebody could have taken them with my camera.
You just said yes.
Huh. Bro, who is that? Hmm. They're not giving me anything.
Can I see the photos one more time?
These photos, what was the circumstances when they were taken? They don't exactly look like posed photos or even candid shots.
They were taken at the park here downtown. I had bumped into them on Saturday, and we all went to the park.
You, and Alana, and her parents, Claire and Craig, all went to the park
Yes, like I said, we were at the park.
together? Well, I'll give you that you were all at the park at the same time together, but these don't look like they knew you were taking them. They're not exactly smiling for the camera. I mean, look at this one. It's practically through bushes. Did they know you were there?
I told them I was going to go to the park too. When I bumped into them at the market, I assumed so, so yeah.
Right. You wouldn't happen to be a stalker there, Natalie?
No!
We know you take pictures of people at the park without them knowing. Seems kind of stalker-ish to me. What do you think?
Yeah, I could see that being seen that way.
Yeah, I can see it too. You ever take any of them at home too? You're stalking this guy and his poor family. The question is why and how far you'll go.
Well, I disagree with your assessment.
I figured you'd say that.
Why stalk anyone? Seems like someone with your looks, talent, strength, standing in the community would have people lined up.
Oh,
dying
yeah, I
to know
did
more
forget
about
about the
you.
council, huh?
It's funny how things work, isn't it?
How you spell council? It got a U in it, right? So it's council. Oh, okay, okay. Bet. I guess not. Alright, cool. I need another one, bro.
We got
Got me? What do you mean?
you. Yep, we got you.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
When we left the room, you see all the cameras feed back in our audio video room. We have a guy there watching them all the time. He just called us over and played back the last couple of minutes to us. Your little monologue. Didn't think we were watching.
Again, I don't know what you're talking about.
Trying to work out your story, right? Practicing. Maybe you didn't even realize what you were doing. We know that happens.
I really don't know what you're talking about.
You said you didn't want to interfere. Interfere with what?
I don't know.
Okay, fine. You don't remember. How about right now then? What wouldn't you want to interfere with right now if we asked? Or were you talking about that in the past? You remind me of a guy I know. Who are you talking to?
I don't know. I don't know what you mean.
Do you have any history of schizophrenia? Voices in your head?
No, this is a joke, right? You're messing with me. Look, I really don't know what you're talking about.
No need. We'll figure it out.
Wait a minute. Are they all communicating with each other and just throwing us in for a loop?
You have a good eye. My necklace pendant is a pendulum. It helps me keep grounded and connected to the earth and others around me. I acquired it here in town a long time ago. Actually, in my neighbor's store when I was a teenager. Funny, it hasn't changed much.
Does it do anything?
It's just a stone, right?
If you don't believe in it, why wear it?
No reason. It looks pretty.
So you don't share any of the similar beliefs as your neighbors? Remember, you're under oath.
I remember.
What if low-key that's the key of John? Because they didn't specify what type of key it was, right?
Am I under arrest?
Technically, no.
Well, then you're not getting my blood.
We could place you under arrest. Don't know where you were at the time of the murders.
My alibi is the truth. I've been nothing but kind in answering your questions today.
And we appreciate that.
So why don't you ask me what type of blood I have? I'm under oath, aren't I?
Technically, yes.
Okay, no need to threaten to stab me. I'm sure you'd like that. My blood type is AB positive.
Type AB positive. As in you're positive it's type AB, or are you AB positive or AB negative? Which one is it?
It's type AB positive. The first one. Full stop.
Interesting.
Oh, it's crazy. I did not ask them for their blood types.
What's my blood type? That's very thorough, you Rick. They train you well.
Hey, I'm just doing my job.
Impressive. However, you'd already have it though. It's in my health forms from donkeys ago when I was in training.
Donkeys ago?
It's an expression. It means a long time ago. You forget how old I am.
Ah, so you were born donkeys ago. Ah, yeah. Should have that here, too.
But to answer your question, I'm B positive.
That's pretty rare, isn't it?
It's a little rare, yeah, but most places stock it though.
Oh, this man capping.
My blood type? That's a bit personal. I suppose the likes of you would like to know these things, however. It's A positive, very common. I know, I'm quite the commoner.
So you wouldn't mind us drawing some blood to confirm?
Actually, I would mind.
So you're refusing?
No, I just can't be bothered.
Really? It would only take 2 seconds. We could scratch you off the list of suspects.
Oh, so I'm a suspect now. Ah, the truth finally comes out. Finally, we're getting somewhere. Under what pretense?
The victims only seem to encounter a few people in town.
Oh, don't make me laugh. Look, Michael, if I were under arrest, you could poke me full of all the holes you've ever desired. However, I'm not.
Okay. Duly noted. You do not consent.
Shame when things are a bit more difficult, isn't it?
Welcome back, R2K. Oh, wow.
What blood type are you?
I don't know. I always forget. What are you?
So, we asked the hospital for it, actually. Your type, AB negative.
I am? Okay.
So, what's interesting is when you were taken to the hospital, we noticed some dirt under your nails, and we scraped it and collected it. That dirt was actually part blood. It had blood in it. So, we put that blood through a computer, and that told us what type of blood it was. It came back AB negative. That's what we got.
Okay.
We know you don't remember fighting anyone, but when we find blood under someone's nails, that typically means there was a fight and someone scratched someone. You definitely don't remember fighting anyone, right?
No. I remember getting hit in the mouth or face, but nothing after that. I don't think I attacked the guy in the house. At least I don't remember fighting him up close. Maybe I scratched him a little when I ran by.
We actually have spoken with that suspect. He's in custody in the county jail right now, and we've checked his blood, and it doesn't match. Your blood's actually a pretty rare type. You haven't been depressed lately? Have you ever wanted to hurt yourself, hurt someone else? I mean, really badly? Maybe you got into a fight with your parents or someone, or have you wanted to cut yourself? Maybe get really drunk?
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
Did any of the kids have the same type of blood? AB negative?
Actually, yeah. Alana had AB negative.
So we have two people with this rare blood type. Can we run the test again and make sure it's right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Now think about it, that pawn shop never got mentioned ever again. Oh shut. Guess not.
Have you ever been in the Morgan's bedroom?
Wow, that's a bit forward, even for you guys.
Keep in mind, you're under oath.
I mean, yeah, I've seen it before, sure. Doesn't make me a murderer. Nice try.
Wait, so are all the other rooms working now? Let's try that. See, again, this is the only issue, whatever, like, type in. Okay. Looks like we got something.
Any idea what happened in the bedroom the night of the attack?
I have no idea. Maybe nothing, my friend's going to sleep. Or something else.
This looks like all the rooms are starting to work now. Let's try a living room, man. It might just be together. Oh. Let's try the porch. What other rooms we got here? Got front room. Living room, front porch. Probably would have picked up on porch, so let's try the hall. Oh. Nothing in the hall. Breakfast. Why call that shit breakfast?
The only thing I remember, and this is really vague, and I'm not sure, but I swear the person standing in the living room was wearing something abnormal. I remember seeing all one color for their clothes or all one pattern when I ran by. I don't remember anything else about them. That's the only thing. It all happened so quickly though. Maybe something on their head too, or something covering their face.
Bruce hat. Alright, so try hat again.
Can you tell us more about what the guy you saw in the house looked like?
Just like a bum. Like old, dirty.
try homeless. Oh, all right, messages.
I got a little depressed at school this year. Maybe it was just being away from home. I take anti-anxiety medication. It helps with my moods.
Do you always take those?
Yes, every day.
Ever not take them?
It took me a while to find the right ones, but since then I've been remembering to take them pretty much consistently.
How long ago was that?
A couple of months.
Hmm.
So many deities we have on our little planet here. It can feel quite crowded and confusing. Which one is the real one? That question would be a death sentence in some parts of the world. Why is it a competition anyway? Especially when we all know who the real ones are. Anyway, Michael. At least that's the line that Orse draws. Hmm?
Deities. Hmm.
I see your hand's got a bandage on it. Get into a bar fight at the old saloon?
No, not exactly.
Cat scratch you?
I don't own any cats, filthy creatures.
So what was it?
Gardening.
Gardening.
Yes, gardening.
You garden.
Don't act so surprised. I garden.
What were you gardening?
Daisies and gardenias outside of my house.
Uh-huh. Huh.
It was a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
All better now.
Wow. You must have a good metabolism, too.
Good genes. What can I say? The best.
Said daffodils last time. Looks like roof's all done.
My gloves? Yeah, they're my gloves. Guess I like wearing them in the winter. And they're handy to have around. Planning on wearing them a lot more in the future, so get used to them. Not much else to tell, really. I do get made fun of by the guys sometimes.
Well, they look warm.
Yeah, really. Really warm. They get the job done.
Except the glove fits.
What are you saying?
I don't know. It's like I'm always around you when the electrical stuff goes crazy. First it was the lights, not to mention the TVs in the surveillance room earlier. I just don't get it. You're like a human lightning rod or something. I can't see how that's possible though. Can we try something?
Weirder things have happened today. What do you have in mind?
This can. It's metal, right? Grab one end while I'm holding the other.
So you think I'm some kind of human lightning rod? Sure, I'll grab the can. Guess you'll have to come up with some other theory.
Darn. That would have been kind of cool though. Guess it's just random. Maybe it's the room or whatever it is, it's just not doing it right now.
Hmm.
Would you describe yourself as religious?
I spent a lot of hours inside a church growing up.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Don't go to church anymore.
Do you miss it?
Not a bit.
Yo, he has so much bullshit, like, bro. This is what took folks years upon years to probably figure this one
My
out.
day yesterday was pretty routine. I checked in here at my normal time, looked over some emails and reports, and then checked out the patrol car. Probably around 11. Got out on the road like normal. Drugstore called in some vandalism, which I confirmed. Miss Hopkins reported her cat missing again, which turned out to be behind her house. And then I spent some time trying to catch speeders coming into town.
Catch any?
Nah, slow day.
Anything else?
Nope, that was pretty much it.
What's the name said accuse them all, so fuck it, I'm gonna accuse them all. Said all of them was lying though. So what, do I need all the videos in order to get all of them then? So obviously his patrol car was there last night and he ain't do nothing. The question is 100% why though? Oh wait, no, I'm tweaking. You know why? It's been one guy that's been unaccounted for this whole time. Mark Thomas. But for whatever reason they won't let me Alright, we'll do all 5 of them. Cause I can see why all 5 of them got like a vendetta in some type of way. What's the name wanted the house? What's the name's daughter was like murked by Emily's brother. And then not only that, Caleb got added into the mix of that as well. Which I still don't understand that to this day. Natalie had a reason to, like, yeah, fuck it, all of them.
We want to cut to some breaking news from the west side of the state. Police have just released the body cam footage of the arrest of the suspects in the notorious student house murders that took place last year in Port Landsend. While details of the investigation are being kept confidential, authorities have told us that the arrests are the outcome of weeks of intense scrutiny over the interrogation footage and conflicting statements from the main suspects in the case. We're going to cut directly to that footage now.
Kenneth Bell, time to wake up. We got a reservation for you in a 5x8. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law.
Jeff, you know why I'm here.
What's going on?
We gotta take you in.
Take me in?
DA called this morning, and we got a warrant. Up against the truck.
I'm not going
Up against the truck. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you. Do you understand your rights if I read them to you?
Yeah, I understand my rights. I've been doing this for 26 years. I cleaned this town up, and this is how they repay me?
Report, Brand. Placing you under arrest.
Oh, come on. You're here to look at my hydrangeas, aren't you?
The right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law.
So I guess I arrested all of them.
Will be appointed for you. Heather Gardner, I have a warrant for your arrest. You're under arrest for the murder of 4 of your friends.
Are you kidding me? What?
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. Natalie Bergstrom, I have a warrant for your arrest.
What?
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law.
You'll see the outcome.
The trial of the infamous Port Landsend massacre came to a close yesterday in a Pierce County courthouse. The crime shocked the otherwise close-knit community in 2012 when police uncovered the remains of 4 students in a house near the center of town. The case was initially plagued by lax police work and conflicting suspect testimony, taking investigators years to sift through what they called one of the most complex investigations ever undertaken. The dramatic case took many twists and turns. Judge Susan Arbea was there to deliver sentencing today.
Superior Court of Washington in Pierce County in the matter of the people of Washington versus Caleb Joseph Bell. Finds the defendant, Caleb Bell, guilty. Finds the defendant, Ruth Forsbrand, guilty. Natalie Bergstrom, guilty of the crime of manslaughter. You knew when and where a dangerous ritual was taking place. And not only did you not try to stop it, you actively attended and watched as the students performed actions that you knew would kill them, all in a selfish attempt to gain some supposed benefit from their trials, which we all know are a stretch, this witchcraft they were trying. You and your co-conspirators, whether working in tandem or individually, will be sentenced similarly. That sentencing will be performed at a later date. Superior Court of Washington in Pierce County in the matter of the people of Washington versus Jeffrey Lee Colton, case number 07834-BLA, finds the defendant, Jeffrey Colton, guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187-A, a felony upon Emily Thomas, Brian Watson, Gregory Sims, and Alana Morgan, human beings, as charged in count 1 of the information. Mr. Colton, you served the town of Port Landsend proudly your entire career. You were held in the highest esteem amongst your peers and were a role model for the younger cadets. Why you chose to throw all that away for a single selfish choice, I will never know. You played God with the lives of 5 young people. In saving one, Miss Heather Gardner, were you hoping to make up for a past tragedy? Did you act out of misplaced loyalty to her father, a former cadet who served with you?
What?
In making that choice, you sacrificed the lives and futures of 4 other young people. Young people you unfairly judged and held in contempt just for their fascination with witchcraft. You made the decision to turn on the gas stove. You knew they had lit candles, and you made the decision to watch them die after pulling Miss Gardner away to safety. We may not know the exact details of what went on in that room that day, but we do know the actors and the outcome. You robbed them and their families of a chance at a future. And all this in a vain attempt to craft the town in your own image, perhaps to revert to a time long ago past. Jeffrey, the world has moved on. Like it or not, it's up to each one of us to move forward in a positive way, embracing a future that we all must move towards together. I have no more to say on the matter. We'll commence sentencing at a later date to be determined. I expect you to spend the rest of your days behind bars, contemplating that single selfish choice to play God with the lives of others. Take him away. Miss Gardner, please stand. Superior Court of Washington and Pierce County in the matter of the people of Washington versus Heather Jane Gardner. Case number 07835-BLA. Finds the defendant, Heather Gardner, guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187-A, a felony upon Emily Thomas, Brian Watson, Gregory Sims, and Alana Morgan, human beings, as charged in count 1 of the information. Ms. Gardner, you've now been found guilty of murder by a panel of your peers. Your jealousy was proven to be the ultimate undoing of your rational demeanor. Instead of accepting things you could not change with regard to your personal relationships, you chose instead to dive into the world of these alleged dark arts, something most of us know nothing about. However, the details of these rituals and maligned arts aren't really important. What we do know is the outcome of your experiments. You wished for bad things to happen to your friend Alana. You attempted to put a spell on her, while saving yourself from the effects of your friend's ritual. Little did you know just how bad the outcome of these experiments would be. An errant fire that quickly got out of control, causing harm not only to your peers, but to yourself as well in the process. This was a friend of yours and her family who invited you to spend the summer at their house free of charge. You betrayed their trust in the most egregious of ways. Had it not been for the actions of another person, your accomplice, you would not be alive today. May I remind you and everyone else in this courtroom that life is a precious gift, one we have no right to take from others. Sentencing will be determined at a later date. I wish you the best as you prepare for a long incarceration.
I'm gonna pause right there because I know they're gonna go into music and then I won't get like my full thoughts on this shit. So I ain't gonna lie, they probably shouldn't have put that on one message just to tip me off like that. Because regardless, it's like the moment that voice, or who I'm assuming maybe Mark Thomas, that's basically who I'm assuming. That could have probably been Mark Thomas. But like, yeah, that information made me think instantly. It's like, wait, so all of them are guilty. But then it's like, I probably wonder, it's like, yo, but how? And then as she starts explaining this in court, I slowly started seeing how all this shit unraveled. Like, so-and-so, yeah, it's like how I was pretty much saying, so-and-so was pretty much using this. I said so-and-so. Fuck is her name? Fuck is her name? Fuck is her name? Fuck is her name? The singer, it's gonna come to me. It's gonna come to me. Natalie. Yeah. Natalie pretty much just wanted to get into Alana's father's drawers. And what's the best way to do that? Get him back into the hood because his daughter then died. The cop, like, he wanted just revenge on them because of like his whole niece and all that shit. So I had that already figured out. Caleb and Ruth were probably like the weirdest one out of all that shit. Because like for whatever reason, Ruth just let the shit happen, and yeah, and Kayla pretty much just let the shit happen. Like they both were witnesses. Ain't nobody try and call feds. Ain't nobody try to like do nothing. And in some cases, because of shit like that, is why like you'll see people get like arrested or whatever for conspiracies and all this other stuff. Because it's like you could have prevented it, but you just chose to keep your mouth shut because of it. It's not often like used, but sometimes yeah, it gets used. Like it's kind of like that whole guilty of association thing. It's like you might not have did it, but you're associated with the folks, so it's not 100% like. It's like it's no proof that you didn't have like anything to do with it type shit. And that's how like the whole RICO things like. That's why a lot of people hate the whole RICO charge because of what it stands about. It stands about of like, yo, you in this shit? You like you pretty. It's like that homie go to jail, y'all all going to jail. Like boom boom. But yeah. So that pretty much tipped me off to that shit. Thank you for using database. Additional extras have been unlocked. Okay, cool. And these are the credits. I guess they. Alright, let's see the extras real quick. Options. So it might have been a true ending. Oh, cool. They let me go back to it. So what? I was just curious if they was gonna let me
Would you describe yourself as?
I hit the X button. Yeah, so it doesn't seem like they I guess that's pretty much just how they left it as. I'm probably gonna be streaming a little bit later, but for now I'm gonna go eat. So like always, I like thank y'all for rocking with me, Foster Gamer, Foster Gamma. And with that, I'll catch y'all, love y'all, and peace out. Peace out.